Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to the business news here on News 360. My name is Alfred Akansi. Let's go on to our first story this evening. Business confidence shot up in the first quarter of 2016, according to the latest Association of Ghana Industries AGI Business Barometer report. This, according to the association, is a positive sign to begin the year, considering the fact that the same period in 2015 recorded a drop.
Recovering from a dip of 95.9 points in the last quarter of 2015, the Business Confidence Index has shot up to 101.9 points in the first quarter of 2016. According to the report, captains of industry rated business performance better in the first quarter of 2016 than the fourth quarter of 2015. Similarly, 61% were optimistic of business performance in the next quarter in anticipation of a stable power supply. The report revealed that the top 5 challenges facing businesses include high cost of utility, multiplicity of taxes, cedi depreciation, access to credit, and delayed payments. Per the report, 90% of businesses said they are constrained by the recent tariffs for electricity, including water.
There's the need for businesses, to have that respite. Manufacturers elsewhere would have cheaper power, but that is not a situation we have here in Ghana. And for that matter, we think that, as government did indicate not too long ago, that industry would have cheaper power. This should be implemented so that it will take the pressure off industries.
The report indicated that companies are adopting strategies in line with the high utility tariffs to save cost.
There's a need for reclassification of power pricing or power tariffs such that industry will not subsidize residential power users. That is what is happening, and it's very worrying. It is not even encouraging expansion, of businesses. Once we don't expand, we cannot absorb, by way of employment, the teeming youth that are coming up.
The AGI Business Barometer indicator measures the level of confidence in the business environment and predicts short-term business trend using current economic conditions and perceptions.
Now, government is to build a new refinery in the Tema Industrial Enclave. President Mahama indicated the refinery forms part of plans to position the country as a downstream petroleum hub for the West African sub-region.
President Mahama, together with visiting Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, paid a working visit to Tema Oil Refinery, which resumed operations some 4 months ago. TOR recently announced a profit of $800,000 between February and April. Addressing workers of the facility, President Mahama said TOR would soon produce at maximum capacity.
TOR is going to grow its capital base and refinance its debts over a period of time, and government is going to assist you with that. As I said, the SBM contract is coming to an end, and I've given instructions to the Ministry of Power. It's supposed to revert to government, and I've asked government to give it to TOR to handle. We will ramp up this refinery to its maximum of 60,000, and then we will start the planning of a new 100,000 barrel per day refinery on the extra land there.
He added a new refinery would be constructed as part of efforts to position Ghana as a petroleum hub.
TOR is going to re-establish itself as one of the foremost state enterprises in this country, and we have no intention of selling TOR or privatizing TOR. My aim and vision is that Ghana becomes the downstream petroleum hub for the whole of West Africa.
The team also visited the Volta Aluminium Company. Trinidad and Tobago has shown interest in investing in the company to boost its operations.
So, American televangelist, pastor, and the founder of the non-denominational World Changers Church International, Creflo Augustus Dollar, says messages by pastors must be right and inspirational. Speaking to TV3 in Accra, Creflo Augustus Dollar said pastors have a crucial role to play in any country's development.
Pastor Creflo Dollar said men of God must endeavor to churn out entrepreneurs from their members.
I believe that we can impact our economy when we're hearing the right words as Christians and the wisdom of God comes up and he begins to give you witty inventions and ideas, and the spirit of entrepreneurship begins to rise, and because you have a group of people who trust God and they're listening to God and he's giving these ideas, and I believe it can impact a nation.
On whether churches should pay taxes, he said individual members of churches in the United States pay tax and not the church as a body.
Every individual in the United States is responsible for paying taxes. We are a 501c3, so the institution doesn't pay taxes, but the individual does pay taxes. So if I as an individual make $100, I should pay taxes. We're just fortunate as an institution of the church that we're not taxed like businesses.
Regarding claims of extortion by some men of God, Pastor Creflo projected pastors should be the light to the world and not otherwise. Pastor Creflo Dollar is an American televangelist and the founder of the non-denominational World Changers Church International. He is in Ghana to headline the 2016 Grace Festival at the National Theatre. Addressing the media in Accra, he assured Ghanaians of a life-changing experience with host pastor Prophet Akwesi Ajiman Prempe.
Okay, so let's find out how the commodities are faring on the commodities market now. And for the gold, a lot of the speculative investors are not too sure about the movement. 1,266 is what is an ounce of gold is selling now. There's been a rise of 0.17% there. Now, for the other commodities, if you look at what's happening specifically with cocoa as well, what's happening with cocoa, we should be happy because as a country, it is actually rising. 3,101 as we speak, a ton selling on the world market. Well, also you look at other related commodities as well. Look at what's happening with cotton, current price 60.75, although it's dropping though, and for cotton growers, not too much of a good news for them. For coffee, current price 126.45 there. The price is rising with 1.5% price increases. So finally, with what's happening on the crude oil world market, specifically on the world market, have seen a sharp rise in the last few days following a series of attacks in Nigeria. And if you recall, the recent bushfires in Canada as well have affected the crude oil price on the world market, currently about 45.26. There's been a rise there, but not too much of a confident measure. We see how it pans out eventually, but that's it for business this evening.